So practice, confidence, food habit, company, all these are the helping factors in sadhana. And one thing more, never neglect any practice. See, people may think that Ishwar Pranidhana and Dhyan is enough. Let me bypass pranayam and chakra sadhan, chakra shodhan, chakrantar jap, see, from one chakra to another. So people may think that let me bypass that and Ishwar Pranidhana and Dhyan will be enough. No. Every practice has got its importance and it has certain impact on your body. Because you are practicing a spirituality through this body, so body should also remain in a proper condition. This is the carrier, this is the vehicle for the mind. So pranayam helps, asana helps, chakrantar jap helps. So every practice is helpful. So no practice should be neglected thinking that this is unimportant. While doing acts, we forget that there is a cosmic existence and the cosmic consciousness is there. We forget this. We become one with that object. When we are eating, we become one with the eating materials. When we take bath, we become one with the soap and the water and the towel. So we forget that cosmic existence when we are engaged with certain jobs. To keep in mind, we have this second lesson in practice. This is a process, this is a method given in practice to keep one's mind always engaged or to keep the presence of cosmic existence always. This second lesson is given. Whenever we do any work, any job, we must take help from the second lesson. And we must feel that it is He who has exhibited in these different forms. Then you will never forget Him, you will never forget God. He will always be with you, He will always be within your mind, and then you will have confidence, you will have devotion. See, what you practice actually in Ishwar Pranidhan, that is not samadhi. That is, the practice to get samadhi. Samadhi means full concentration. See, mind goes outside. The outward tendencies of mind gets contact with objective world. But then through some senses, through different senses. A sound is coming, you catch the sound through ears. A sight, a scene is there, we get that through our eyes. A smell is there, we get through the nose. So mind gets contact with objective world through these senses. Now what is practice? What is Ishwar Pranidhan? You try to withdraw your mind from the objective world. You want to detach your mind from the objects of outward world. And then you close your eyes and you try to concentrate your mind at a certain point, which may be different in different men, which we call a point of concentration or chakra. So there, when you concentrate your mind, you make effort that my mind doesn't go out through these senses to come in contact with the outward outward world. Now when you actually, your mind will be away from those doors and get shut inside in your inner cell of the mind, that is called samadhi. In that period of samadhi, if somebody speaks here, you will not hear, because your mind is not at the door of these ears. When somebody passes through, you will not see him, because your mind is not at the eyes. If some saint, somebody splits some saint here, you will not have the smell of that scent, because your mind is not at the door. So that period is called samadhi. When your mind gets detached from the outward world completely and gets shut up inside the inner cell, that period is called, that period, maybe for 1 minute or maybe for half an hour, that period is called the period of samadhi. And while during samadhi period, you will not have any idea or anything about what has happened by your side during that period. You see, most common thing is during sleep. When you are in sound sleep, you don't feel anything. When you get up, if somebody says that so and so had come, he sat here for some time, he talked to me for some time and he went away, then you know that, oh, somebody came and somebody talked to my brother or my sister or to my wife. Then you know it. But you are sleeping here and they are talking on that cot. You couldn't know it, because your mind is at rest. It is not working, and so your mind is not connected with the senses which catch the outward objects of the world. So it's like that in samadhi. In samadhi it's not like sleep. Sleep is something crude, but samadhi is something subtle. In samadhi you don't have contact with outward world. True it is, but then you have the feeling inside, your own feeling, I am, that I feeling is there. You feel that I am a point in him, I am a part and parcel in him, I am a drop in him. As you think in your Ishwar Pranidhana time, that feeling remains there, alive, but then completely detached with the outward world. So there is difference between sleep and samadhi. But there is another kind of samadhi which is called the perfection of spirituality, that is called nirvikalpa samadhi. That comes through dhyana. This savikalpa samadhi comes through Ishwar Pranidhana. You will get this samadhi by practicing Ishwar Pranidhana. But then nirvikalpa samadhi comes through dhyana. And nirvikalpa samadhi, in nirvikalpa samadhi, you forget your I feeling also. The feeling that you have in your savikalpa samadhi, that also is absent there in nirvikalpa samadhi. Nobody can explain nirvikalpa samadhi because you have no mind there. The mind is completely merged in consciousness. You have, by now you must have learnt about the theory of consciousness and mind. Consciousness is something else, mind is something else. Mind comes out of consciousness, and when mind merges again into consciousness, the consciousness remains. But there is no partition in consciousness. Subtle things are not partitioned. On the earth you draw a line and the line is there. But on the water you draw a line and you go on drawing and immediately the line is also vanishing there. In the air you haven't got that. In the ether you haven't got that, because you go on from subtle to subtler. So consciousness is so subtle that there can be no partition in that. So unit consciousness is already merged in cosmic consciousness. So there is no partition in cosmic consciousness and unit consciousness. But the thing is that from cosmic consciousness a point is there. And from that point your mind, that unit mind has come. So I can say, or you can say, or anybody can say that this is unit consciousness, this is unit mind. But as soon as the mind merges in that unit consciousness, the unit consciousness also is not there. It is one with that cosmic consciousness. Man, it's very difficult to explain, but I am trying to explain. So, so that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is no mind. Mind merges into consciousness, and then that unit consciousness becomes cosmic consciousness, one with cosmic consciousness. That is called the perfection of sadhana, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And that comes through dhyan. That's why I say many people may think that Savikalpa Samadhi through Ishwar Pranidhan and Nirvikalpa Samadhi through dhyan. Why practice other things? Practice only Ishwar Pranidhan and dhyan. No. Others are also very helpful. They will help you in getting Savikalpa or Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So other practices should also never be neglected. See, this is an electrical line. So, it is not that the electricity is only at that point from where we are getting light. It is all through the whole line. But a point has been created there, and therefore we are getting light from here. But if you shut this point and you open another point a few feet away, we will get the light from there also. The whole line has got that energy running through it. So is the cosmic consciousness running everywhere, pervading everybody, pervading all, every unit, every object, everything. But it is the particular point from that cosmic consciousness from where our unit consciousness or individual's unit consciousness gets a mind. The moment mind merges into that unit consciousness, the mind is not there. It is the mind which feels that I am separate. But when there is no mind, it becomes one with cosmic consciousness. And that is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi cannot be explained. Because mind is not there. Who will explain? Mind is not there. Traigunya Visya Veda Nistai Gunya Bhavarjuna. What Krishna taught to Arjuna is called Gita. You must have heard about a book Gita. Gita is nothing but the teachings of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Traigunya Visya Veda Nistai Gunya Bhavarjuna. So far knowledge goes, it is Traigunya, Triguna. The bondage of Prakriti is there. Sattva-rajtam, the bondage of Prakriti, the creation. You are within the creation. Wherever you go, whatever knowledge you may have, Veda means knowledge, Traigunya Vishya Veda. So, wherever you go, whatever knowledge you gain, it is within the bondage of Prakriti. Nistray Gunna Bhavarjuna. Arjuna, you have to be Nistray Gunna, Gunatit. That means Nirvikalpa. Savikalpa is not all. You have to be, you have to achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that is the perfection, the stage of perfection. So one has to keep on practicing. One should not feel satisfied when he gets Savikalpa Samadhi. One should not, because all the powers you get only by reaching Savikalpa Samadhi. Even at the lower stages you get powers. There is a getting of fruits, somebody getting some sweets, somebody giving you some smell. These are even at the lower stage. But of course a man, a sadhak becomes powerful by achieving Savikalpa Samadhi. One may think that, oh, I have become a very powerful man, I have achieved many things, I have achieved perfection. But that is not the case. There is the fear of downfall. You may lose your powers one day. because that is not the of permanent nature, and that is not the point of perfection. So you keep on practicing, even after getting Savikalpa Samadhi, you keep on practicing till you get Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And when you get Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a sadhak must sit in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for some time, every day, so that that stage is maintained so long body is there, because body has got tendencies, inclinations. Inclinations and tendencies will never die so long a man is alive. But to have mastery over that, even a man who has achieved Nirvikalpa Samadhi should sit in Samadhi for some time. That is why you might have seen or heard about that book on yoga, Patanjali Yoga. So Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So the 8th one, the final one, Samadhi, is also counted as practice. So that is also a part of practice. That means when you achieve Samadhi, you must sit in Samadhi for some time every day. One who has not got Nirvikalpa Samadhi, even he can have salvation at that last moment, at the time of death, if his mind merges into that cosmic mind at the last moment. That is why Baba has said in Supreme Command that those who perform sadhana twice a day regularly, the thought of Param Purusha will definitely arise in his mind at the time of death. So in that last moment, if his mind merges into that cosmic mind, he will get salvation. But if you go on practicing for the whole life and you forget him at the last moment, then your mind doesn't merge in him. You may get salvation or you may not get, you may get rebirth, but then it will be guaranteed that in your rebirth period, you will be a spiritualist. When he came in my house for the first time in February 1955, he said, bring everybody, call everybody here who is in this house, I will initiate them. So my wife was already initiated before Anandamar. She got initiated earlier in 1954. But my old aunt, who was more than 80 years of age, she was very weak, very old. She came, Baba initiated her. And Makhanji was there, Makhanji was initiated. Then Amarnathji, these were children, they were also initiated. Baba gave them initiation also. Then Baba again came in July, the same year. Then that old aunt, she went moving to Baba, and after salutations, Baba told her that go on practicing, do practice as much as you can. Then she said, Baba, what can I do now? I have no strength to do. I am so weak, I am so old. What can I do now? Baba said, don't worry. Do as much as you can. The rest I will do for you. This is July. In November, my wife went to Baba at Jamalpur, and Baba told her, gave her the indication that Chachi will now go. She came and told me that Baba had said like that, and after a few days, my aunt, Baba told her that your aunt will go now. And after a few days, after her return from Jamalpur, a few days after, my aunt expired, left her body. But she left her mortal frame in quiet consciousness. I was in my office. She called for me from there. I came. Then she said, she blessed me. She didn't say anything, but she blessed me. She touched my head and all that, blessed me. Then Makhanji lifted her and laid her on her bed. Then I said, do you remember your Ishta mantra? She said yes. Then she closed her eyes. Then I said, in her ears I said, do you remember Baba's Pratikriti? That Baba Parabhay Mudra Pratikriti? Then she couldn't speak, but she nodded her head. And that means yes. And immediately after a few seconds only, she rolled down. So that is what I say, that you may not have achieved Nirvikalpa Samadhi during lifetime, but if at the last moment you could be able to merge your mind in that cosmic mind, you will get salvation.
Oh